This is me analyzing the patch 3.2 notes. Jinx will be released on this patch, but not currently. I haven't really played with this patch yet, but this is just my opinions, just reading them. So, first we have Cassiopeia. Cassiopeia, just a little change. She's a good champion. This is just a nice little kind of change. Just reducing her alt's mana cost. Nothing too special. It's nice. It did cost a lot, so yeah, it's good. Garen just changing a bit. Katarina, I think, is probably one of the more interesting things in this patch. Um, the thing with her is if they have CC, then she's still gonna not do as well. It's the same as before for that, but the thing is, if you wait for them to use their CC, or if they just don't have CC, that can stop your ult. Katarina is going to be a big threat. Um, but, her weaknesses with her other spells that were nerfed before are still there. It's just her ult is a lot stronger now. So that's going to be interesting to see how well she turns out. Definitely something to check out. Lucian, just little kind of changes, like kinda like base buff, but then like a spell nerf. I don't know. He's hardly changed at all. Maybe just like quality of life kind of changes. So nothing too special. Lucian's still a unique, fun champion. Olaf changes. Overall, Olaf, he's basically like Master Yi now. He doesn't get the movement speed, but he gets the you can't see me, of course, which is better than Master Yi. But then he gets all this attack speed. So his passive gives him attack speed for being low health. His Unless I took that away, it doesn't really say anything about that. So there's that, and then his Vicious Strike now gives loads of attack speed. Undertow is kind of nerfed. The slow I think, is a little bit better, the quality of the slow, but the duration is a little less, and the damage. No, yeah. No. Yeah, the quality of the slow is better, but the duration is a little less. And his damage overall is nerfed. So you have to build damage on him to deal damage, and he gets all this attack speed. So I don't think he's can really work as a tank anymore, unless you kind of make tanky attack speed, like with Blade of the Rune King, and maybe like another 80 item, and then just go all tanky, kind of like Aatrox in the jungle kind of thing. So it'll be interesting to see how he turns out. I think these buffs make him a lot stronger in the jungle, actually. Vicious Strike will give him lots of sustain. And Undertow is always nice in the jungle as well. In lane, I think he'll be weaker because they did nerf his Reckless Swing and his Undertow, so he'll have sustain in lane, but that's about it. And his ult is basically just like Master Yi, nothing too special there. Rise, just a little nice things. If you're good with Rise, you'll still be good. I think his nerfs before still hurt him a lot. This is more like he's gonna be more aggressive, but we'll see. If you still build him tanky, he's still gonna be tanky and all that. So if you're good with him, you're still gonna be good with him. He's gonna be a little better, but nothing too special. Shen, I think this is a pretty big nerf to Shen. Not like too big, but it's basically the strength of Shen is always his ult and all that. So he's still gonna have that. He's still gonna be tanky, but this is a little bit of a nerf to someone who like Garen, who like gets increased damage on his Q when he uses it. So if like Shen's coming at you and you use Garen's Q, you do increased damage. It's gonna do that damage even more now. Shen's Shadow Dash used to reduce that, but it's not going to reduce it as much. So it's a little nerf, yeah. It'll be interesting to see how it goes. Honestly, it might just be a buff that Rod decided is because because of the gear rework. But yeah, you'll have to see. Um, Thresh, it's a nice little change. I honestly don't think it's a nerf at all, which Thresh is still a really strong champion. So, um, it's a nerf earlier in laning if you're using your hook to like constantly throw it to like scare your opponent, but it's a buff later in the game because you can constantly go in a lot more. Like your cooldown is going to be 9 seconds. Like, that's pretty short, especially for a hook if you're hitting it. So it's very interesting. But then again, Thresh, if you hook, if you hook, you're probably not going to be hooking again in that short amount of time because once you go in, you're not going to need to go in again. But it can be used for CC. Thresh's hook is better in that way. It does lock up your opponent for a bit. So it'll be interesting for that. And that's oh no, wait, they got items. They just pretty much changed Phage and Trinity Force. So Trinity Force is still a good item. It's going to cost a little bit more than Phage, of course. It's going to cost a little bit more. It's still a really good item. It's not going to be as good on 80 carries, but that's not a big deal. They can still build them and it'll still be good. It's just they can't kite as well with it. So that's going to be an interesting one to look out for, of course. So yeah. Other than that, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.